from the Trinidad. Location, 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela. SOS, SOS, Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. Help! Help! The Trinidad, a luxury liner, sailing the Caribbean Sea, with an old captain named Eric Williams. Oh yes, it's smooth and free, but sadly Eric Williams passed away. The ship hit rough water that day. Someone turned the bridge over to a captain named Chambers. Me blood crawl, things start to fall. Hold me head when I sail a fall. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. The Trinidad, oh, she was a beauty, with wealth that few surpassed. And in her day, she sailed majestically. There were few in her class. Faithfully she fulfilled her sailor's need. Some were overpowered by greed, and so they pilfered slow. Some took by bulk and go. Now she looked dull, she's at a lull. She could barely sit on her hull. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we stay on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. Trinidad, in her day of sailing, she was a friend to one and all. She never once ever hesitated to answer all SOS calls. And yes, well, she always did her best to help all those in distress. Now it's so sad to see she's in difficulties. Though she helped cheer, some of them cheer and sarcastically declare, Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. We gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship, or shall we sit on it and perish slow? We don't know, we don't know. Captain, you tell me what to do. Whoa, whoa. If only there was something I could have done to restore the credibility of this beautiful vessel. Money's no problem. Now there's a lot of fingers pointing, suspicion running strong. Who's to be blamed for all her failures? Who's to be blamed for doing her wrong? Now please remember, I'm warning you, for 30 years she had the same crew who hold the keys to her vault. So we know who's at fault. Now it's up to you, it's up to me to make her worthy to go back to sea. Captain, the ship is sinking. Captain, the seas are rough. Oh yes, we gas tank almost empty, no electricity. We oil pressure reading low. Shall we abandon ship? what to do. We don't know, Captain.
They don't smile and they never will. Only volunteers get the fill. Empty promises is what they hear. No running water from year to year. Hearts that no one desire. That if there is a Messiah, someday he hear their whispered prayer. Covered always bare and scanty. 10 people in a one-bedroom shanty. Forced to sell on the pavement. No vacancy, no employment. Cattle fire cracker from gunshot. Blood does flow when things get hot. Afraid to look out the window to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, Lord, crying, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, Lord, crying. Voices from the ghetto. Help us, Father. Oh, Lord. Mothers does just hold their head and ball. And them woman stronger than a wall. A big pusher eyeing she daughter. Son in jail for manslaughter. Too bad for he name black boys. No bail, that's the black man's choice. Like Shadow say, poverty is hell. She little girl child belly start to swell. Some say life is a cycle, but don't draw she no circle. Where will it all end? Only time could tell. Outside the siren keep howling. Inside your belly will growling. Police raid very often. Simpson measuring a coffin. One night in bed you're sleeping. Next night is a wake that you're keeping. So you're praying to win the lotto, not to hear voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 crying. Voices from the ghetto. Crying, Lord, crying. Hear them pleading. Crying. Voices from the ghetto. A hand to us, Lord. We are not a forgotten people. Hear our prayer. With dented pride they soldier on. Revolutions based politicians born. And often their tragic story brings a journalist glory. No wonder they view the world with scorn. From since the day they born, some call them rebels without a cause. These social victims of unjust laws, but yet they christen the heroes. Renegades, desperados, forever knocking on heaven's doors. Hear me? Steel band music shatters the silence. Harmony to conquer the violence. Big men run when cops approach. fighting for scraps with the cockroach. Young Turks, they're tough protecting. Almost every young girl expecting. So tomorrow begs in a borrow. There'll be another voice from the ghetto. Crying, Lord. Crying, crying, yeah. Voices from the ghetto. Crying. Compitico, mama. Crying. Compitico, papa. Crying. Voices from the ghetto. Social amenities, Lord, heaven knows. Opportunities, well, them always close. Can't get work once it's white collar. So if you can't stretch your dollar, it's later for you crack or smoke your pipe. You're short of dead from gripe. Life does rape dignity and pride. Till there's only bitterness left inside. And every day is a hustle. Arguments are settled with muscle. Till you're 6 feet deep by 3 feet wide. Children through life keep on drifting. It's something they're smoking or sniffing. Or maybe they're trying to forget this life of misery and regret. No one to come to their rescue except Capleton and Boujou. So they boomboxes the Lego. Drum out voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 Lord, Lord, voices from the ghetto. Crying, 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 voices from the ghetto. Crying. I was born and bred in the ghetto. I know what I'm talking about, you know. I'm from the ghetto. Crying, crying, voices from the ghetto.
Anytime you bounce up a racist and you hear them running them out, it have a whole set of people don't care what they talking about. A racist is someone living happy.
Yes. Remember the number to call is 218-7762. That's the number to get in on the inside.
That's right.
Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, we were speaking about the independent institution. And of course, we were looking at the office of the Director of Public Prosecution. We had a lot of comments coming in, those who believe that the office of the DPP have since been contaminated. And of course, my position as the host of the program, douglAR Radio today, my position is that I am saying I'm waiting until hard evidence comes to the forefront in order to make a pronouncement. Of course, there's a lot of need for concern. We had Senator David Nackett, the Honorable, writing a third letter to the DPP, asking the DPP, please respond. What is the position with the aforementioned letters that I have sent to you in relation to the Prime Minister acknowledgement and confession of he being the one that interface in relation to giving information with the then Commissioner Gary Griffith. As a result, we have a whole collapse of the Police Service Commission. Nobody knows what is the position with the merit list We are not sure what is happening, but today, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue to look into with the eyes of an eagle as to what is really happening in terms of our independent institutions in this country. Of course, we have seen the contamination from the president to the independent bench. We have seen the judiciary, the law association, all these institutions which ought to be independent in relation to taking a position to defend Trinidad and Tobago. Today, Corky D, we have not heard from the law lords themselves, and that's a sad state of affairs in our country. Is it to say that the law association, they are quite concerned with the briefs that they receive from the government, and therefore they will not make a pronunciation as to the constitutional crisis? Is it to say that members of the law association, together with the judiciary, they are waiting, or probably they will promise positions and therefore they continue to be dumb on these serious issues that affect this country? What do you think, Jeffrey? What do you think? You believe it is a case where folks are, because we have seen a classic where we now have a member from the law association who comes in through the window, through the roof, or wherever he came from, and now is the Attorney General of this country. So what says you? Let's take this call.
Yeah. Good evening, caller.
Good afternoon, Mr. Roberts and Mr. Fredericks. Yes.
Yeah, Jeffrey and
Jeffrey.
Corky. Good evening.
Yeah, and Corky there too, all right.
Yes,
I was just speaking about a long time I call Mr. Oh God, what's his name again? Mr. Victor Roberts, right? Yes. I was just speaking concerning Gary Griffith. Why I find you should drop here off, Speaking about that motor mouth, I heard him on a they sent that to me from this man called Breaking Dawn, always talking about out of time and nonsense about all the Carnival, the same thing, and this is the thing he's trying to form some party. Drop here off now. Just drop off that for that. Yeah?
And I appreciate that comment.
Yeah.
So let me just respond. Now, my issue is not Gary Griffith. As far as I'm concerned, Gary Griffith is just another idiot that's trying to entertain the country by formulating a third party or entity which will make no sense in this country. So my issue is not Gary Griffith. My issue is what has happened as a result of the removal of Gary Griffith from being the Commissioner of Police. And that is where my concern lies. My concern lies, Corky, as to the place where we had an interference with a constitutional situation in the country where we had a police service commission which was legally constituted, and as a result of that, we find ourselves in a position where we are now experiencing a commissioner of police have to demit office because of the interference of the Prime Minister. Right. Welcome, caller.
Mr. Victor Robert.
Yes, sir.
And to Mr. Jeffrey and to Mr. Corky, a blessed night to you all.
Yeah, blessed man.
You know, when good people see evil and does nothing of it, they become accomplice to evil. What does the IRO mean? The International Rogue Organization? I ask you, these are the people who are supposed to stand up with the people who teaching us about goodness and kindness and appreciation. But them have none whatsoever. All they telling me, check the bank account and put something in. We have to come out and put something on them. Come out and start standing up and stand up. You know, the judiciary and the Chief Justice not supposed to have more than 2 wheelers because corruption has go there and stay rampantly with the sleeping on the job. And I think when Mrs. Kamla Prasad says, sir, government have for 2 years, 2 terms. And when they make 2 terms, you cannot be a prime minister again. The president, I think this president who we have right now is a real unkind person to this nation. Everybody could have resigned when they
A disgrace to Trinidad and Tobago. This president is a disgrace to this country.
It's serious. I really appreciated her, but she disappreciates the love that the people give to she, and she has none for herself. Have a blessed and wonderful night, too.
Right, so let me deal with the three major issues that you dealt with, which we appreciate your contribution. First of all, in this country, caller, the IRO, which ought to be the interreligious organization of this country, is a big joke. There is a failure, and as far as I am concerned, and I'm saying that without fear and without favor, as far as I am concerned, they have failed this country. They have decimated the position as a religious organization simply because of the money that they have received from the PNM. Simply because. And when you hear people who portray to be spiritual and people who ought to hold, people who you consider to be the spokesman in this country, boy, let me even talk about them this evening. I see them, let me talk about them. Take the call.
Caller. Hey.
Welcome, caller.
Good evening, caller.
That caller will call back. That caller ain't ready yet.
Yeah, they ain't ready yet, man.
Second point.
Yes.
The judiciary, the law association and all of them sell out. Sold out, for a better word. They are failures. They have... Go ahead, caller. Welcome.
Good night, sir. How are you going?
I'm going good.
You know, I was saying something today. You hear me?
Loud and clear.
They got call from Tobago.
I make all the voice already, Tobago.
Okay, but good. You know what I was saying today? All them people that died from Corona, right? That they said die from Corona. All them people that they said die from Corona. Victoria, the Minister of Health and all of them so wicked. Give the people and them family something. They can spend money to bury their family and they didn't see their family. They didn't get from Corona, but they call up Corona. I'm saying right now, give the family and them something. Am I clear?
Loud and clear. I hear you. I'll go respond when you finish.
Yeah. And again, this man they call Peter. I don't know what really happened to that man, you know. I don't know what really happened to that man. He lost in his senses and he don't want to give up his post. Camilla was the best for you. You have a pleasant night.
Thank you. Don't get the people, family who die from Corona, nothing. That's why I'm saying here this evening.
Why?
Don't give them one black cent. Nothing.
Why, boy?
That's what I'm saying this evening.
Why you gonna say that, Victor?
Let me say it again.
We went and give some Corona people some hampers.
Let me say it again. I don't want the government to give them nothing.
Why?
Everybody paying attention now. I'm going to tell you why.
Something you're going to say.
I'm going to tell you why. I want to get hot yet. You know. I like a bamboo, you know, when I get hot, you can't cool me, you know. It have a tune cookie.
Yeah.
I say, how that tune go, boy? You give me the hot this year. What them got to do to cool me? You know it?
The name is Hot this year.
Yeah, hot. Let me tell you why. In this country, Trinidad and Tobago, hold on, call back. I ain't taking your call yet. Let me deal with this here.
Let me hear
why I tell them don't give them nothing. In this country, Trinidad and Tobago, we have 3,700 plus individuals who die from mismanagement, from incompetence in this country by our government. And these people sit in their home and would not come out and speak against this government and the incompetence of the Minister of Health, Terence failed the Alsing. Let me tell you something. Don't give them nothing until they decide to stand up in this country and demand justice, fairness, and answers for those who die in this country. I have asked this country to stand up when it was and still is 77 ventilators in this country, when we have the infection rate which was over 800-900 per day in this country, a ventilator where people in this country needed in the healthcare system in order to have an opportunity to survive, and the people stay silent. Don't give them one black cent, Rowley. Nothing until people decide to stand up for what is right in this country. And that is my response to my good partner in Tobago, Corky and Jeffrey. That is my response. You see, we in this country get tied up so much with the white Jesus that they put on a cross and place in a church, that we believe that every situation in this country, we want a Jesus. We want somebody to die for we sin. Well, let me tell you something. If all you don't want to get up, stand up, and fight for all your rights, then sit down, lie down, and die like idiots. That is my position. Because in this country, I am telling you, Trinidad and Tobago, we have seen it all under Keith Rowley. What do you want to see again? What do you want to see again? A blind man, and respect to the vision impaired society, a blind man could see what is coming out of this PNM government. A blind man could understand what is happening in this country. And you want to tell me people who have their eyes not seeing? The word said, let those who have eyes to see, let them see. Other than that, let the rest with eyes stay blind to what is happening, and to the end of the day, they will reap the reward. Let me tell you something. This is a serious situation. In no other country with the ratio or the percentage of individuals that we have dead in this country. We have dead in this country. Caller, we taking a call. And let me tell you something. We have nothing to say. A matter of fact, people went and get a taste at Carnival. People continue to see them in a funeral. My boy Blacks, God have mercy on your soul. And watch me. It was a jump and jam. It was a jam and jump. That is what Trinidad and Tobago like. They like to jam. Hear the calypso. Corky, see you find that calypso for me.
Which one?
The calypso say, if Port of Spain bun down,
They was playing that?
we jamming still. No, I want you to get that calypso for me.
You have a call on the line there.
If Port of Spain jam down, the city could bun down, we jamming still. Go ahead, caller.
Alright.
Welcome.
Nah, call her.
If the city bun down, we jamming still, Corky. That is what Trinidad and Tobago like. Jeffrey, 3,700 plus people dead, and we jamming still.
Yeah, we jamming still.
We jamming still, and they want something. Boy, look, all they rest me. Hey.
So make way for the youth, make way for the art. Tell them I'm feeling good, like a new machine, like morning dew, fresh on the scene. I'm in the party, to the full extreme. I like it all, with gasoline, all your the city. But no, we jamming still, we jamming still. The building, but for no, we jamming still, we jamming. Just hold them and walk them.
Yeah, that's what they like in Trinidad. The city burned down. We jamming still. Only have a government who continuing to burn down the future of this country, who burning down the future of the youths, who burning down the future of every generation. But only jamming still. Corky, give me some music.
Yeah.
Give me.
Recession, no bother we promote a fet, and you must see how we go party to the full extreme. I like it all,
That is what Trinidad and Tobago like.
Yes, boy.
You sure are jamming still? That is what they want.
So wait, now they just catch them with that all the time?
Corky, let me tell you something. We are in a constitutional crisis. We are the health sector in shambles. The social development in shambles. The roads.
Yes.
Ministry of Works and Transport, shambles. Rowley, the biggest failure. You understand? And and let me tell you something. I am telling you, Corky, what I am saying here today. Boy, you will be amazed to understand. I am telling you people that what I am saying here today is F-A-X, facts. Hey, and watch when we only say that they clapping, plap, 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 plap. They clapping.
FAX.
They clapping. Yeah, somebody telling you this is what we support in this country. This is what we support. Tobago, let me tell you something, brother.
Tobago, like what you said.
You see, only in Tobago, all you should get some money. You know why? Because all you vote out Rowley. But you see, we in Trinidad, buy nothing for them. Tobago, hear me? Nothing for them in Trinidad. You know why? Because this is what they support. Rowley mama guy, papi show them. And when he get mad, he gangster them. And when he get mad, he embarrass them. And he use all kind of foul language against them. And let me tell you something. Yes, Mr. Prime Minister. You know, yes, Mr. Prime Minister. Here what idiot put on social media today. Take that call before I talk about that idiot. Welcome, caller.
Greetings to you all.
This song like Cascade.
Cascade.
This song like Cascade.
Yes, this is Cascade.
What happened, brother?
He is the same, goodness man.
Yeah.
Is the same government that make little children pick up arms in the 1970. I must say greetings to Jennifer Jones Conaham, which they say he had no education, and the old Basio Pandey take her and make her a member of his cabinet. If you have no education, you can't go in the down. How Basio Pandey see that she have something of quality to make her a minister in his government? You see the pushing race, eh? Mr. Pandey is an Indian and she's African. And she pick up arms against the same PNM government. Yeah. These people have no respect, and I want these youths and them in this country to understand what it is going on, you know. They don't have no company, and the companies that they went and register to give them no work because they're going and buy guns with their money. Tell me which little boy you know get a contract and go and buy guns with his money. Rowley built a police state. And you hear Mr. Hines say, if you object against the police for brutalizing, using excessive force on a citizen, and you call out to him and ask him why is he using so much of force, your charge is obstruction. He could be killing this youth, you know, unarmed. But your charge is obstruction. You mustn't say nothing. This is where my voice and your voice going down the drain, youth. This is where we youth voice going down the drain. They could come and plant a gun on you and you have nothing to say. And if your brother say you had that, you get charged for obstruction. You see what's going on? They're not providing work for people. They're not providing. Look how much lands in this country. When a government get in power, his first directive on the board supposed to be agriculture to feed his nation. Why they neglecting? We don't have no split peas, we don't have no lentil peas, we don't have no black-eyed peas because we are planting that, we have to import. Why we can't put the youth to plant and process these things in tins and different things to export? It will be helping to pay the youth and them a salary instead of they go and look for the gun and kill one another. And then you tell me they don't have no ambition? They very well have ambition. Because when a little child
could come out of the university, yeah, with her passes and go to work at 10 days to save herself from being prostitute on the street. Tell me what's going on in this country. They're pushing these youths and them down an avenue. We're here. They have nothing, you know. I tell all they have nothing, you know. All they have nothing to get from this PNM government. Nothing but jail and death from the police. The squad that Rowley put. Whiny man, as head of the police. Whiny man, I call him whiny man. To control a police state. You don't object at all because you have a charge. Thank you.
Thank you, Kasky. Take this one time. Welcome, caller. Caller, no hang up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the time has come where you must be the defenders of this land. Why am I asking you to defend this land? I am asking you to defend this land simply because you will be defending the future of your children. You see, the youth must understand that they have a role in society. They must understand. Welcome, caller.
Yes, Fox inside.
Go ahead, Fox.
Now, the problem we're going through in Trinidad right now, Roger caused that. Until Roger caused we to be in this stupidness here, this hour and right through all the time. Roger sell out. A big man like that make this government, make him a fool. He go be a man come from union and he go be a big oil man. Why the oil man today? He sell out the workers, the strongest union in Trinidad and Tobago. Roger sell out. The strongest union to lift you out of this, Roger sell out. And then the people of Trinidad have a carnival mentality. They're not getting up and fight. It's the first island in this world I ever see all people, family dying like that. And all they're saying, Mr. Robert, I can't get to see my family. Mr. Robert, I carry medicine for my family and I don't know if they're getting it because I have to leave it by the gate. What we want in this world than to stand up for our rights. You have rights, we have rights here. What is happening to us in this country? Look, I don't even know how to start a talk because
let's talk.
You have a commissioner, he don't know he head from it all and he's the acting commissioner. We have to stand up as one. The people of Trinidad only like Carnival. I'm so glad I'm from Tobago and living in Tobago and we vote out PNM. But we still have one more job to do. I'm telling Shortman this one time. Shortman, I'm telling you this man to man, we're not paying no property tax. Tobagonians not paying no property tax. If you want all Tobagonians to come on the street, Shortman, only put property tax and say, but you're going to put people to court. Nobody are going to court. Shortman, Tobago is we own.
I don't want to say short, Fox. I don't want to say short, man. Tell Colin them, but we not pay no tax.
But Chucky, call in bird, Chucky, we not paying no tax. None. We Tobagonians standing up behind Fally. And Fally standing up for we in Tobago. We are a government unto we own self. We're not taking all this and all that has to give money when he had for Tobago.
Yes.
Because it's we gas burning out there. The gas is in Tobago water. And all you take that in all the pipe and smoke it. Right? I saw Fally today and Fally is we boy. Fally are we own. Trinidadian don't want nothing. All they want is carnival, wine song and jam. That's all they want down there. Wine song and jam. And people to fight for you. We have to get up and fight for ourselves. Eh? All they're doing is all pulling down the messenger. I got said this somebody go come to bar talk me. Rowley is the one all there to bar talk. Rowley is the big dog. Rowley is a cunning fox. Rowley is a Rowley has no ambition. Rowley has nothing about him. Rowley don't even care about school children. Rowley don't care about school girls. What Rowley do to a school girl is wrong. And Rowley is a prime minister now. And all them women in PNM party group, all you are wicked people, all you are not mothers, all you are haters to Trinidad and Tobago. And we got to get rid of all you. Thank you.
And what about them in the PNM cabinet to get a taste of the honey goat weed? I hear the goat only going steady. Take that call, Jeffrey. Take the call. Welcome, caller.
Evening, caller.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Robert.
Yes, sir.
Last night you asked a question about a high court judge who made a jail. You want to know the name? Remember that?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
His name is Patrick Jagesa. That's the man, he took a bribe of a royal saloon. And he went to jail. And the next thing is people calling on your program and asking why the DPP isn't doing anything about the land debt and other things against the PNM in that office. How are you going to do anything against them? They vetoed 3 people, and he's a political appointee. Now the rule, I hear, I don't know, maybe you could find out. Nobody could fire the DPP. He has to stay there for life. But Kamala can move him because he is a political appointee. He wasn't qualified for that job. They vetoed 3 people and put him there. Just as the chairman of the EBC and the media and Rowley and Imbut, they hung out Joala Rambaran from as being the governor of the central bank. The media have a headline telling the government what to say about the man. And up to now they can't jail him with all the things that Imbut said that the man do and was corrupt and giving somebody the US and doing this. When the man published it, when the man published who was getting the most US, now he's saying he's a nasty man and all kind of thing. The 1%. I mean, I ain't telling that on my head, you know. That was on the front page in all the papers. And every time the man go to court, Imbut and them are going, they put it up, new date and new date. So these are people who are politically appointed, Kamala. They could move and win. Every one of them and I show you in that category, you know who was politically appointed. And this fella, that DPP fella, he really believed he could stay there for life and do what he wants. Because Ernestine Seeley said there was a crime committed in the land dating, and 2 of the remained from the 3. Right? One of them, at that time, the Integrity Commission helped him to get away from one through a loophole business. Have a nice night, gentlemen.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. Now we take this one. Welcome, caller.
Hello?
Yes, caller, welcome to you.
Sorry. Good afternoon, Mr. Robert.
Yes, Miss Anna
Good
Cruz.
afternoon, Corky, Jeffries, and to everybody out here. First thing I want to tell Silver Fox, right? You're only saying Trinidadians like to wine and jam. I don't like to wine and jam. You understand? I am not a carnival person. Right? And you're talking about we would like to wine and jam, and finally bringing Carnival Fall in October. He is bringing Carnival Fall in October, so talk about that too. You understand? Not because you all had an election. You all removed the PNM. We have to wait. We are not going to do anything illegal to remove Keith Rowley. And if that is what all they're vying for, all they can go right ahead. I want no part of it. I am going to do it the right way. You understand? And to be saying all the time that Trinidadians only like to wine and jam and all this stuff. No, we don't. Not everybody like it. And all they get in a carnival just now. You understand? No, Mr. Roberts, I totally agree with you not to give the families of the victims, the COVID victims, anything. You know why? Because as you rightly said, they had a right to come out and talk. Come out and say something. Come out and support some kind of movement. Or never did anything. It was a secret order. Only afraid to say anything. Come out even with the public servants. The public servants were being demonized. Mandatory vaccination. And yet still when we call them out, come and support the pushback movement. They did not come out. You know why? Because that's the PNM party group number 2. The Law Association is number 1 and they're number 2. You understand? And they don't want to come out. And I am not going to stand up and march out here to get no tear gas or anything for any one of them who don't want to help themselves. I am not going to do it. Right? Everybody have to stand on their own 2 feet. Come out and do something. Right? And we are not going to do anything really wrong way. Constitution, we are allowed to protest, and we are going to protest. And the next thing before I go, Mr. Robert, that song that you played just now was so appropriate. Rowley burning down, Rowley dragging the flag, but we have Vassan Barrett talking about forming a new political party. You understand?
Coming at you after the top of the hour.
Want to form a political party, but I find instead of Vassan forming a political party, why don't you join the PNM? Just now they having internal elections. Who knows, they might take you for their leader because you're so good. You understand? You're so good. You can't win an internal in the UNC. Maybe you will win it in the Balisay House. Right? Look at what's going on in the country, Mr. Roberts. Look at the situation that we are in. Before they all unite. And for us to remove this Prime Minister, you complimenting him on the things that he's doing. What is Rowley doing good for the people of this country? Absolutely nothing. Have a good evening, Mr. Roberts.
All right, so we go to the top of the hour. Caller, we'll take your call after the break. Sorry, but we have to go to the top of the hour now.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 97.5 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
New 97.5 FM, hot like pepper, multicultural radio.
Power to the listeners.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
The call to prayer for breaking up.
Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
U975 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio and Multicultural Television MCTV, bringing you back where you belong. Part of the Rhythms Communications Network. To advertise with us, call 218-7820.
The local Palooza show and countdown.
Now showing on MCTV.
Hosted by TNT's rock ambassador, Bees Hi-Fi, the metal merchant. See and hear all your favorite local rock bands. Keep it rock alive. Rhythms Communications Network. Local Palooza show and countdown on MCTV. The local Palooza show and countdown.
Now showing on MCTV.
In this month, close to 2 billion Muslims worldwide observe Ramadan, their most holy and beloved month, yet most difficult. 30 days of fasting from food and drink and praying build mental fortitude and closeness to Allah. There is a lesson in their sacrifice, discipline, and faith, a motivation to us all to be resilient and look forward to a brighter day. Just as the hunger of Ramadan ends with the joys of Eid, it is our prayer that the power of this holy month inspire humanity to awaken, to remember God, and to make this world a better place. Ramadan Mubarak to our Islamic community and our nation from your Royal Castle.
Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Opening hours.
Saturday 7:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Sundays 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. When you think about fresh produce and good quality food, come to Fresh Street Market, your neighborhood supermarket.
Number 3 Andrew Lane, corner Churchill Roosevelt Highway and Andrew Lane, Derby, Mousica.
Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Join me, Anthony Jules, on Late Nights with Jules, only on MCTV. New guests every week, activity, games, hot topics, a lot of discussions. You don't want to miss it. Tune in and join me only on MCTV, 9 p.m. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Calling every human.
Greeted in the wonderful name of Jesus. My name is Bishop Kelvin Khan from Endurance Ministry International. Our new location is in Railway Road, Londonville. You can tune into 97.5 every Sunday morning from 6 a.m. till 8. Tell your nanny and your nana, your chachi, your chacha, your grandpa, your grandma. We need to pray for our nation. God bless you. Thank you.
Praise Him, praise Him.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, we are in the inside. Trinidad and Tobago. Take this call. Welcome, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Robert and Koki D and Jeffrey.
Good day, ma'am.
How are you all?
We are fine, thank you. And what about you?
I am okay. I just like to say, well, I don't take jam. I don't go Carnival. I prefer to go to church. Sometimes the church have a sports day with the family. So I did go, but this year I didn't go because, no.
Well, I think when the man speak about Trinidad is a party place and they like to wine and jam, I don't believe that he's speaking about everybody. It is part for whole.
No.
It's part for whole.
But another thing, you know how the government, how they wild already, and they're doing foolishness, you know? And they're to time them like the Carnival, not me. Some of them don't like it. I don't like it. I never liked it when I was growing up. Because I was going to church when I was growing up.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't like it, but I agree with you in the beginning. Don't tell the people, what you say now, certain things, don't tell the COVID people or whatever.
Right.
Right? But I would like to say that something I was going to say, you know, sometimes you just forget what
Well, as a Sunday school teacher, you would attest to that the book state that God help those who help themselves, right?
I always believe in that statement. I always believe it. Deep down in my heart, sir, I believe that. And Koki D, amen to that.
Amen to what?
God help those who help themselves.
Yes, God helps those who help themselves, but there are some people who cannot help themselves.
You see, yes, it depends on other people. And the other people to run in this country don't help those who really need the help.
We still have to help our brothers and sisters.
Yes. We still have to be our brothers' keepers.
Yes.
And Mr. Robert, you rightly say, let them who have ears, let them hear, and they must hear the truth. You know?
Well, that is what
and the Bible also talk about that. who I is, let them hear.
Correct.
You know? So I just like to thank you all very much. You know, I don't miss the program, but last night I missed it because it was my nephew's birthday, the 5th of April.
Well, that is why I was feeling sad so last night.
You miss me. You miss me, sweet boy.
I miss you.
Yeah, so I was by my sister last night and the door 9.
All right. So thanks
so so I didn't jam last night, right?
All right. So thanks for the call.
Okay,
number one supporter.
God
Thanks for the call. Yeah, blessings.
Okay.
Welcome, caller.
Good night, Mr. Victor, Robert, Corky, and Jeffries.
Yes, sir.
Right, the vaccine vagrant, aka Pimpanian, saying the opposition leader is undermining city. What's wrong with him, boy? He gone in Qatar to sit down with the president of a terrorist sanctioned country. So how can he say that? I mean, they say he disgracing that. And you remember when he said, Your Highness? I wanted to know if, when he was confronting or in front of the Ayatollah, it had two members of the Revolutionary Army before the Ayatollah pointing something at him. I find he was frightened. Is he undermining the country, man? He's ashamed. He still hasn't told us what he went to Qatar for and meeting the Ayatollah. He had to come clean, man. Tell us. I know he had IBS that night because they were away for the press. The other thing, this ghost of this lady, are wrong or what? You remember a lady by the name Joan Williams? Look at the controversy happening in the education sector now. Somebody topped this the essay in 2020. They want to rescind it, review all kind of culture. You understand? Like these people, I care about which you're on, boy. 2 years to fix it, and you haven't fixed it yet? Nah, man. Boy, I go honest, there's get me vex when I hear that for little children, you know.
All right, thank you, caller. But caller, let me say this. At this point. I have no problem whatsoever. Because if the people of this country do not care about themselves and the children, they expect Rowley to care. They have seen the tendencies of this Prime Minister. They have experienced it. It is tangible. And yet, to the end of the day, all of us who speak and rant and rave and comment on social media and comment and all that, what are we doing to fix the problem? Take the call. Welcome, caller.
Mr. Victor Roberts.
Yes, sir.
You see, you just play a calypso by Black Stallion. Sufferers don't care.
Yeah.
I will show you how they just care. When time for politics, to go and vote, they get a little chubby and a box of food and they're going back to suffer again. Vote and go back and crying with suffer.
Correct.
You know, what you said here just now, the people, if they don't have respect for themselves, the Prime Minister have a damn right not to show them none.
Exactly.
Because all you want to egg, eat it.
Exactly.
And all you vote for me to eat goat and honey, I go eat that. All you want to eat anything else, that is all your business. The man said to us, there was only 309,000 people. We hear him, you know, that's why we went and voted for Kamala. And the 320,000 who went and voted for stupidity are reaping the benefit. But every one of us is suffering. How much for a chicken now? How much for egg? How much for rice? How much for flour? And every single thing going up, and we laughing at we own selves. The taxpayers ain't feeling no pressure yet, you know. But it's done on the back, and we shoulder drooping until we face start to drag on the ground, and we do ourselves, not Mr. Rowley. Have a blessed, wonderful night, sir.
And caller, you are so right. Welcome, caller. You are so right, caller, that it's a fact. Welcome.
Cascadia.
Cascade, go ahead.
I don't want Miss Santa Cruz to crucify Tobago, the man in Tobago. The PNM have a strategy that anything serious, real serious in the country, where the people need to stand up and say something, there is whole event, a wild and jam. That is why the man making that statement, you know.
Right, Cascade, like you get cut off there. And Cascade, there is some things that, some leverage of people opinion that I will allow to flow. So Silver Fox have his opinion in relation to what he believes is going on in Trinidad, and Ms. Santa Cruz also have an opinion to see otherwise. So there is some level I will allow to flow, but if it becomes a personal attack, then I will put a stop to it. So I don't think it have no hard feelings with what Ms. Santa Cruz said, and it have no hard feelings with what Silver Fox said, because Ms. Santa Cruz speak on some of the people that she believed who wine and jam, and Silver Fox speak on those who we know wine and jam. But there are some things that we may use a metaphor to really describe. You know, it's a part for whole. It's not really every single person that will do, as we said, take the call. But of course, we could use metaphor to describe. Welcome, caller.
Good afternoon, good evening, Mr. Roberts and Chucky. Is it Chucky? I don't know.
Cocky.
Yeah, I said Chucky.
And Jeffrey.
Chucky. Okay, just
but sometimes he just behave like Chucky, yeah?
Bang, bang, bang,
just sometimes. Yeah. So go ahead.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, we're talking about Carnival, and you could tell the country is already divided, eh? There are people who look at Carnival and say, wow, you know, this is just all gluttony and pleasure and people just going crazy. And there are other people who actually love Carnival, and they celebrated the true way, how it was meant to be celebrated. And you know how I know that? I read it. I was reading about Carnival, right? And this publisher, it was in a legal magazine, but they wrote this article, and they said that when the Europeans came to Trinidad, they were following the sedular population, you know, the people who were brought, they came down here for investment purposes, and they loved to party, they loved to fete, and they celebrated Carnival. And the Europeans followed, and it stayed with them. And let me read a little piece. The guy who wrote this article, his name was Pierre Gustave Borde, and he was a French Creole historian in the 19th century. So in the 1800s, this was written, okay? And he was describing the cultural habits of the French, the French Creole who lived in Trinidad and celebrated Carnival. And hear what he said. The pleasure of meals at the dining table and picnics were added to those of music and dancing. There followed nothing but concerts and balls. There were lunches and dinners, hunting trips and expeditions on the river, as well as Carnival, which lasted from Christmas time until Ash Wednesday. It was nothing but a long period of feast and pleasure. And that was 1876. Slavery ended 1845. You know, we have to keep our history in context. And Carnival how could a Carnival go from something like that to what we have today? Women are objectified. During Carnival, a lot of women get raped. Alcohol is very high during Carnival. But it's all about sales. And I'll tell you a secret too. Well, it's not a secret. It was mentioned in a joint select committee report. They said that those Carnival costumes that all these guys design, they end up in Vegas for showgirls. I mean, come on. You know, we have lost sight of a lot of the authentic things in Trinidad. I'm not saying that, you know, we should celebrate. If we're celebrating Carnival, let's celebrate it with a meaning, and let's bring it to the village. It doesn't have to be in Port of Spain with all these money throwing all over the place just to garner votes. That is wrong. Mr. Victor Roberts and Corky. What's it called? I can't deny. I'm telling you, is the all day. I'll be peace out. I'll be good. Straight up, real good show. All right.
Thank you, Corky, that name, boy. You see that name, Corky, is a dangerous name, boy.
It's how you say it. It's
welcome.
Good evening again, Mr. Roberts. Good
Yes, Miss Santa
evening.
Cruz.
Mr. Roberts, you said earlier that a blind man can see what it is going on in this country.
Of course.
But let me take you back to 2015 in Woodford Square, when they had that visually impaired Patterson from the States, when he was on the PNM platform, and everything that he lied about the Kamala's government was a prediction of what was going to take place under Rowley's government. Every single thing, Mr. Roberts. You understand? And it was really that visually impaired man. He could have seen what Rowley was going to do to this country. You understand? Because the things that he lied about, well, they had to tell him. You understand? And the things that he lied about, how people being put out, children can't get food to eat, this, that, and the other, is exactly what it is going on now under Keith Rowley's government. But there's a saying, there's none so blind as those who can't see. Have a good evening.
Thank you for reminding me about that incident, Ms. Santa Cruz. As you speak, I recollect. And this is a fact. This is a fact. It's reality. But be that as it may, my question is, what are we going to do? And this is a very, 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 very serious issue, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, what do you think the people could do to solve the problem in this country? Let me hear you this evening. What do you think is needed?
The problem is that all going on in it. So it take a complex approach to solving the problem.
Yes, because every time you try to step forward, somebody don't like what somebody say, and they take it to a kind of racial kind of level, and I don't know what's going on, boy. Like this going to remain so forever. What?
So then what should we do? Take the call.
I don't know.
Welcome, caller.
Good evening, caller.
Hello?
It's Cascade. I don't like the song. You see the song? You see the infighting? I don't want that infighting. If we have to fight for something, then we fight for something for we.
Yeah.
To stand up on as a people.
Yeah.
When people could go back into the self and watch a next man and say you're Creole. What is a Creole? A Creole is a label, A Creole is a label, And I don't want to be no Creole.
Yeah.
Tell me where the Creole land is. Don't address me as no Creole. I'm a fighter. I fight for my country and my people.
Yes.
I'm a warrior. That's why if I wasn't a warrior, I keep my foot out there,
Yeah.
I keep my foot in my slippers or I go in my bed and lie down. But suffering in the land. Suffering in the land, and I can't sit down as an ancient warrior of the African diaspora. I shall raise myself with every African that died in the Middle Passage. I shall be always presumptuous within their eyesight to stand up and fight for what they have suffered in the past. It is an organization in this country that rose up and in the 1970s, and not a drum was heard, not a funeral heard, everybody gone back in the cell and suffering peacefully. I remain a warrior in the eyesight of Africa. Thank you.
Bust that song there for me, because you see, I want people to get this message. Bust that song there for me, Corky. I want people to get this message. And if you don't understand this message, then you better take off your radio and go and sleep. Yeah. According to Cascade, go in your bed. Yeah, Cascade does say it as it is, man. Give me that tune there, Corky. Let me send this message out there. Yeah. Let me send it out there.
Yeah. All right.
So that's the original man himself, the Gypsy. 1-time UNC, 2-time PNM, 3-time idiot, 4-time more. That's Gypsy. But let me tell you what you can't take away. You cannot take away the lyrics from this song because we are living this reality today. And while Gypsy probably live up to his name, the fact remains that we are experiencing this situation in our country today under the party that Gypsy belongs to. So it's ironic enough. Yeah, it's ironic enough, but nevertheless, we have to do. So here's my question now. How much of us are warriors and how many of us intend to fight? Take this call there, Jeffrey. Welcome, caller.
I cascade here again.
I cascade.
I come out of the 1959. Yeah. And let me tell you something. I've been tear gas throughout Trinidad and Tobago, fighting for black people's rights. The both oppressed race, the African and the Indian. It ain't no race between me and the Indian. Nobody can put me against the Indian man. Nobody can tell me nothing about the Indian man because both of we went down that same road. Me and he went down that road being oppressed, and they divide we to rule we. And if we youth could understand what's going on in this country, you see the divide and rule. You see the divide and rule to distort you from the real goal of you achieving a goal to put you and your family on a right track, not to beg Tom, Dick and Harry for anything. To stand up as an independent man. You don't have that in this country. You don't have that. You know, man, I see people living on that plastic with cloth tie around it. And, you know, man, and they say they don't have no suffering in this land. But, you know, my people again, you have to rise up, irregardless to anything, by any means necessary then. To be a man, you have to stand up because you can't bend down. In Barbados, you can't bend down. You have to stand upright.
They bend down right here in Trinidad Cascade.
Good night to Miss Jolene John. My neighbor. That's my neighbor. That's my neighbor. I put you there. That's my neighbor. That's my neighbor in Cascade. I want the people of the community at Cascade to stand up, Cascade Center and Honolulu. You see that wall in the river? Rainy season, April flowers bring May showers, you know. And you see that wall in the river in St. Anne's, where all they went? By what the hills with pui flowers, and know what's going on in a couple of weeks from now. It will be a cry in St. Anne's again, where the river take the road and all the houses in the flat because of a wall, one wall that the PNM didn't build.
They refused to finish.
A man by the name of Kenneth Tudum built that wall, and he went and lost power, and the wall remained the same way the PNM fixed it. Just because, why? The people of the community vote him to help them, and during the help, that is the outcome of it, and the suffering, the fate of it, through Simon Valley, the whole of Simon Valley, when the rain fall from Chancellor Mountain, that water takes everybody yard and the backyard of that ravine going down to meet the St. Anne's River. What happened to our councillor? Westshot Young? These fellas know this thing, you know. These fellas know this thing. I want them to answer where the money for Julian Trace gone, because I have papers where I was a foreman where Desmond Alam started the trace. These documents in the archives in Region 2 in the URP and at Kent House, where the money for Julian Trace gone. No light, no water, no road. And this place was acquired since 1950. It was surveyed and acquired, and still poor people walking up and down in a track today, and you playing mass. Well, you know, well, you better careful in this country. Eh? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
What's going on?
Corky.
Yes.
And this is, I will attest to some of the points that Cascade bring there, because both Jeffrey and myself went into that area and we did some footage and so on, you know.
Cascade.
Yeah. But the fact remains is, let me take this one before I talk.
All right.
Welcome, Kora.
Mr. Victor Roberts.
Yes, sir.
You see, when I was listening to this talk, black and white, you believe in that statement? So when you use the word black and white, no other race and color, the black and white don't respect it. Who went in North Korea to fight? And white? And this is why we have to stop using the word black. Is no identity. White is no identity. I never see a white man in my life up to today. And we must be united by respecting ourselves first, and then we can respect one another. And if we could do that, you think only the African people suffering in this country? You think only the Chinese suffering in this country? It's every creed and race is suffering in this country. I fought in 1970 for my people. Where your people is, in high-rise building only for election, the mining them as pig and feeding them in a trough. And when election time comes, they're going to vote again for stupidity. Doctor, you see, one thing, I would never in a million hate any race. Not in a million years. And our Prime Minister, I could never hate him when he talking, because people love stupidness in this country. We have to stand up for every creed and race in this country. Nobody, no race will go with a P&M card in a and get cheaper food. All that we have to face it. And if we could stand up for betterment, you see, one thing I just always say about Mrs. Kamala Prasad Desai, she cut the cake. She cut the cake. And each creed and race could have get a piece of cake. Look at the university in Pinal Odebe, which part it is. Look, they pass it back to be university. And I think we and you all have to stand up and educate all the children. Stand up for that university. Have a blessed and wonderful night to one and all again.
Yes.
Welcome, caller.
Good evening, Victor. Good evening, Cocky. Good evening, Jeffrey.
Yeah, regarding the phone call yesterday, the name of the High Court judge, is it Patrick Jagesa?
No, I listening. No. I listening. So far, nobody can get it right.
Right, so asking if it's Jagesa correct?
So far, nobody can get it right.
Is it Prashad?
So far, you're still in right, you know. But when you're right, I ain't telling you right neither, but I'm telling you for now you're wrong.
Okay, well, I don't know.
So listen, man, let me give you a hint. A High Court judge who was, let me retract a minute. A High Court judge who allegedly, by Dole Chedi, by Dole Chedi commitment views that High Court judge receive money from him to fix a case. That High Court judge was also involved in certain investigation. I say no more. I think I gave you the cake there.
All right, I'll get back to you on that one. I'll get back to you. Yeah.
Right, good.
Right.
Koki, I spilled the beans there. You know? Yeah. I spilled the beans there. It was serious allegation against this High Court judge and also a certain DPP. A certain DPP at the time. I think the DPP is now deceased. Welcome, caller.
Good evening again, Victor Roberts, Corky and Jeffrey.
Quiet, Saina. Sararoti, Baigan Chuka.
Everything. Listen to me now. I hearing this thing, boy, and it bothered me bad, and I want somebody, if douglAR could tell it. They say this short man is the new owner of Twin City Mall. He taking with taxpayers' money, boy. That's why he hearing all over the place. I ain't calling name. I told her that name. He's a short man, and he's the owner of Twin City Mall. That is what I hear, and we have to put. I know that. So somebody should ask him directly, are you the new owner of the Twin City Mall and Parliament? I'm going to have a nice night.
Right, so we're moving on. Let me take the score before we move on. Welcome, caller. Right, so since we lost that now, we're going to move on. It's 7:36. We're going to move on to the next subject. Vasant Idiot Bharat. Moving on. So I hear about some big meeting plan for the Center Excellence. Take the call now. Let me see who it is. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller.
Good night. Patrick Jagasa was not a judge. Patrick Jagasa went to jail as a magistrate. He went to jail. He was not a judge. He was not a high court judge. Thank you.
Right, Cascade. So we heard about some big meeting going to take place in the Center of Excellence with Vasant Bharat and other individuals who will be sitting at that meeting to plan their strategy for going forward. Welcome, caller.
Yes, this is Silver Fox here.
Wyatt Fox.
Now, we need love. Trinidad and Tobago, we need love among one another. We need love to push us forward. And when we need love, we have to say, get up stand up for our rights. Get up, stand up, don't give up the fight. Right? I throw me corn, no foul. But some pick it up already. Right? And I am just a warrior. I'm a fighter. Right? And what I stand for is social freedom. Thank you.
Right. So we're going with this big meeting that is scheduled to take place in the Center of Excellence. And this big meeting that people are going to attend, and as it is said, some political party. But sometimes I feel these things ain't even worth talking about, you know, Jeffrey.
Some of the people just get fooled by somebody.
So
yeah, you have to, you have to tell people.
What Vasant Bharat could bring to the table in this country. Vasant Bharat had the opportunity under the UNC. He had the opportunity under the UNC. And I want people to ask Vasant Bharat why he is no longer there. Why he is no longer there in the UNC. That is what people need to ask. Ask questions. Ask questions why people like Suej Ratam Rambachan, why they are no longer there. These are questions that need to be answered. Ramona Ramdial, why they are not there. These are questions that people need to ask. And when people ask these questions, it's then and only then you could understand what is really happening. Let me take this call before we move on. Go ahead, caller. Welcome.
Mr. Victor Roberts suggested the right thing. You're wasting your breath on them people.
Yeah.
They had a chance. And if we, the voters, come out to we mashing up ourselves, Vasant Bharat and them is not good citizen of this land. If he was a good citizen of this land, they stand up for honesty. They went in, people didn't vote for them. Don't waste your breath on them to make them somebody. Have a blessed and wonderful night, sir.
Thank you. And caller, you're right. I ain't want to waste my bet, but at the same time, I had to educate the people in this country for them to understand what you just say. Because you are right. These fellas, they are waste of good political time in this country. You see, if these fellas and them had the country at heart and they was not on a power trip, a ego trip, their turn would have come. Welcome, caller.
Hello, good night.
Yes, sir, good night.
Mr. Victor and Cocky and Jeffrey. Freeport here, boy.
Yeah, Freeport. How things?
Hey, Victor, why is these farmers and them that sell out the X layers for?
because they expire. They can't. The productivity in relation to developing or development gone. So they had to get rid of them.
Yeah, so tell Vassant and the crew they could put so much cock in the pen with them ex-layers. They can't lay again. They are no use. They are no use. And next thing I want to tell you, Victor, when you go home, go on YouTube. I don't know, you notice what's happening in Sri Lanka?
Tell me.
Sri Lanka have a big protest. They protesting against the president. The president have all his family, brother, nephew, all kind of thing, in the cabinet. And they protesting, and he say he not moving. If you see protests in Sri Lanka, when you get time, go on YouTube, and you go see it.
I will check it later.
Right? So the Trinidadians have to watch and see what's going on in Sri Lanka. An egg in Sri Lanka is $30 right now. If you see the kind of price of flour and chana and all kind of thing in Sri Lanka, we ain't far from them. So you have a good night. And let them set a ex-layers. Wait for the pot.
Some of them ex-layer, I eating them, you know. Them ex-layer and them, I eating some of them now. And welcome, caller.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good day, sir.
Mr. Roberts, I've called some names, and you will see what is common among all of them. Ralph Maharaj, Ramesh Maharaj, Trevor Sudama, Saroj Rambachan, Vasant Bharat, Botiwari. I don't have to tell you more.
Not a word more you have to tell me. Not a word more you have to say to me, caller. And I just hope that the people in this country could see what you just say in a nutshell. And this is what people are not seeing. They are not seeing what is taking place with those, let me correct that statement. They are not seeing, Corky, what people is trying to accomplish by their demise. Because let me tell you something, these individuals, if you have the country interests of heart, Corky, you would do what is absolutely right in order to help the people of the country. Welcome, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Robert.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Corky and Mr. Jeffrey. Anselm Jeffrey, isn't it?
Yes.
Renison.
All right. If you want to know what the PNM is thinking of doing, you just listen to what they accuse other persons of doing. It's what you call projection. The psychologists call it projection. They accuse you of contractor, and that is what they're doing. They're selling out, and that is what they accuse you, and that is in the case of the opposition, of selling out and giving off this and who in bed with who and all that kind of thing.
Well said.
And that is what they do, right? So it's easy to understand these people and understand where they focus, where their heads are. You understand? What I want to say also with respect to these new political parties that seem to be on the horizon, I think I could just forget and just think about probably the PNM remaining in power for the next 15, 20 years. Because, I mean, you must have a sense of history.
Correct.
You must know, you go back from 1956, come up the road, you see the struggles. You see that in 1970, the people were so disgruntled with the government performance. You saw because again, it's the very same thing that is taking place there. The banks, all the big businesses, and all these people controlled by them. Massive unemployment. People were struggling during that period, you know. It was rough, you know. And the move against the PNM, it happened because of that Middle East, war in the Middle East, oil price went up. And that is what saved the day for William. You saw it way up. They mash up the whole economy, they break it up. right? And in 1986 they had to move. But in the between 1956 and 1981, what you had was a whole fractionized thing. People, different parties. This one formed party within this very said UNC, or it was DLP and all these things. It's bacchanal every morning. Who want power? Who gone with Williams and discussing with Williams? Man, you think if people go back and they really understand and go through the period and understand what transpired here, people were fed up. It's 30 years of the PNM, and because of the same internecine warfare.
Yeah.
They fight every morning was a fight. People you say they go mash up, they go fight, and they come back with this thing again. What these people are, they have to be wicked. What you have to do is try and reconcile the differences with the party and try to see if you want unity. You want to form an amalgamation. You can't win no election on that basis. I was talking to somebody recently, and he was telling me about election, and the UNC they lost the election because of the EBC and because of this. People stand up, face the facts, and where's the evidence? That nowhere that was proven. That went to court. Anybody? Remain is that you have to get in alliance with the other fraction to win. That was the case in 81. That was the case somewhere in 95. And then it broke up, but you had the remnants, those people who stayed over from the NAR and remained within the UNC, and you had 2001 where they went with 1818. But you cannot win any election here. No one party here as an opposition would win any election here. Understand that you have to come together, and this is what is happening throughout. That is your history, and you have to use that as a basis to go forward. So I don't know what they're doing, because most of these fellas who you hear talking about party, and them fellas they pocket fat, you know. Them fellas enjoy themselves, you know. Is the poor people going to suffer?
Correct.
They are the ones going to suffer. Run behind them, and you're going to suffer. They don't care. They're trying going to school. They have the money. They rock back, and they're fighting their own personal war. They want to be leader and can't get leader. So the fact remains is that by any means necessary, we will get that person out. And when we get that person out, we will get in power. Because when they pick up the votes, what they expect, that they're going to lose the election, and eventually they got to go. The current leader, if she loses the next election coming here, the people would be so upset and say, no, she had to go right too much. And that is what they're doing. But who is going to suffer? It is the poor people. These people have to put sense in their head, and most of them, some of them are here going and forming party. I want to be frank about it. I don't care. I don't care, because some of those people, their behavior in the period 2015 to 20 was atrocious, you know.
Yeah.
Bad, you know. If you go back and you listen to those, if you really think about those people who, between that period and the things they do, you have some of them on the sideline. I am here because I am living here, and whatever goes on here in this country, good or bad, it affects me. And if the country continues to slide downward, and you have mayhem here, social unrest, you have people locking people's neck and home invasion and all these things, I am going to be affected. So I must be concerned, and I am saying that what these people are doing there, they want the PNM to be made in power for next 50 years. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Well said, caller. And you see, that is the evil, take the call, that is the evil that we experience. That is the evil that continue to perpetrate against the society, because these individuals, they know very well what they're doing, you know. You think, watch, the whole fact of the matter is not the interest of the people at heart, you know. It is the interest of themselves, it's the interest of the political power, ego, it's the interest of their family. These individuals, let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. You examine the history of these individuals who want to set up party and start party, and who feel this and feel. And you will, if you do that, take the call, you will understand what is happening in this country. Welcome, caller.
Good night, my brother.
Yes, sir, good night.
How are you going? Trini?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, man. the last caller was very clear and very well explained. He explained well. Yes. He explained very well. But what he failed to point out is big business in Trinidad manipulate the political parties. And if you look at what happened in the PNM, we had a problem with Lihon. We had a problem with Marlene and with our good friend Mr. Smith and a few others. And they moved them around and kept them satisfied. Mr. Lihon ended up with Answer Makar. Answer Makar is a financier of the PNM. We have Mr. What's his name? Mr. Rambrat coming back to form the Minister of Thief Land. To look for land thief and so on. In the UNC, when they had issues, the disgruntled went on the side, and the people who were not selected felt cheated. But they have to understand, it's like everything is like TKR. TKR changed some players. What are we going to do? Start to hate Bravo now because he's playing with another team? And Bravo going to start hating Trinidad because he's not playing for TKR? That's how we work with teamwork. We have to work as a team. And if you're still with the team, you play with the team. If you plan to form another team like Mr. Bharat is suggesting, how is that going to help? We have always won with unity. The 3 times that the PNM was replaced, 3 times with the NAR, with the Pandey was a pseudo COP, NAR, UNC group there. And then the People's Party, it was always coalition, it was always unity. That's the only way to beat the PNM. And the PNM, that's their ploy from since 1956 with Dr. Eric Williams. To always keep like we were speaking the last caller, keep the opposition fragmented. Once you keep the opposition fragmented, the PNM will always win elections, and big business represents the PNM. So they finance. Who was financing Devan to put up sign on top of KFC in policy? Who is financing that? Who is paying for all this media coverage? Why is it media? If you look on social media and you look on the newspapers, why do these people, why MSJ gets coverage more than anybody else? You hear every time David Abdullah opens his mouth, all the media pick it up. Who finance? Who promotes that? It's the media. Who owns the media? PNM finances.
Of course.
That's the problem we have in Trinidad. We allow big business to manipulate the politicians that they want to keep in power. That's why PNM is in power all the time. Because they do the big business bidding. And who is benefiting? During the shutdown and COVID, who made money? The banks, the services, all the companies. What they were selling, brother, when all the poor people were suffering. And if you listen to Rowley when he spoke 2 nights ago, he kept harping. We kept the public servants happy. Nobody lost any. But why? Because they look at the public servants with voters and they're promising them. They keep promising them that. Instilling fear into the public service that, listen, they don't say it straight out. When them coming forward, they're going to move you out and put your people, their people, you know. That is the kind of, that is the racism that they're talking about. That we always talk about. They give you the impression that, boss, as they come into power, they're going to move you and put the family. Because they know that's how they get their job to start it. So they will believe the nonsense that is being peddled in the media. You know? That's why they keep highlighting that. That's why they keep highlighting that. But we have to be cautious. But I want to go back to your Mr. Bharat. We have to start ignoring these people when they. If you want to go and play cricket on another team, I can't vex with you for that, brother.
Yeah, you go ahead.
You go ahead. I ain't going to bad talk you. I ain't going to say you was with me playing cricket and you was having fun. And you were doing well. You don't want to be with us anymore. Go and play your cricket wherever you want to play cricket. You know? You want to join the next league? Join the next league. I ain't going to bet. You call me. You say, I can't bat it. No problem. I can't bat. I will continue to try to show you I could back properly.
Yeah, yeah.
So that we don't harp on these issues.
Thank you, caller.
That is not our business.
Thank you, caller.
Go ahead with your business. Thank you, boss.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, and let me take it one time. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, good night, everyone.
Good night, sir.
What stupidness all coming and talking and wasting time on here. Do you say that there was a game between the PNM and the DLP? There was no game. William was good up to the death of Dr. William. William worked good in the interest of the working class. Right way to true. And as he died, everything died with him. Because if you observe, as he then the first election that come under George Chambers, he lost. And he keep losing at different times all the time too. So there was no game, no way, have no game with them. When each one of them there, they're working for power. All right? But some working better than others. Some working in the interest of the people. Miss Bissessa was working in the interest of the people. Right? This side here, not working in the interest of the people. But don't talk to us about no game. Thank you.
What is he?
All right,
Yeah,
so
all right.
I think Vasant and these guys and them, I think we really ought not to waste time on these individuals, because you see, I think people in the country, they are wise to a point. Now, even though they are wise, sometimes the sad part about it is that they ain't doing nothing about the wisdom they have, because if they was utilizing the wisdom they have, I am saying that we were almost ready to go into an election. But they sit idly, and some of them decide we will wait it out and let's see how it will go. Welcome, caller.
Cascade here again. You see where Mr. Newman George working? And Chris? Mr. Newman George, he's working in the oil. His wife is the speaker of the house. Is that conflict of interest? So that you see the PNM have to be shut up. And the only way the PNM have to shut up, people have to come out and form themselves a front to dismantle the PNM once and for all. Thank you. Yeah.
And Cascade, this is the problem we have in the country, my brother boy. This is the problem we have in. Everybody, we are very good talkers. We are very good texters. We text night, day, we flood social media. We good at that. But when come to facing reality and to taking decisive action to secure the future of the country, nobody, Cascade, is coming out and taking the appropriate action to ensure that an election is called. And that is where the problem lies. Everybody know the problem. What is the problem in this country? You know, if people don't know. Welcome, caller.
Okay, I want to make one more comment, and I won't be long, I promise you. See, the PNL have this plan, this plan that they use. What they do is they pretend and they act. Williams was notorious for that. He would say, right before the election or during the election, he'll say, this is the last election and I'm going to leave. I'm not going to come back and be prime minister again. He said that in front of very large audiences, and people would be very upset and they would cry. And then, like, at the very end, he would say, yes, I'm running again. I'm here. I'm going to win. And they would win. And then they're doing that even now. Clarence Rambarat, he said, I'm leaving. I'll have to resign. I'm missing my family and my children and yada, yada, yada. And lo and behold, you know, legislation was passed for him to have another job. They created literally a job for him. Is he going to work from Canada, or is he going to have an office here? Is he going to be an employee, or is he going to be like a consultant running this whole thing? We don't even know what they're doing. And the other thing is Foster Cummings, you know. I said something in a chat about this, but he has this youth program, and all of these kids, they're graduating with the agriculture thing, and they're getting $20,000 as a stipend and 2 acres of land at Petro-Trin. Petro-Trin land is very expensive. And that are they using that for votes, or are they really going to use that land? And how is that land given to these people? Do they own it by deed, or was it gifted? Is it leased to them? I mean, how did they select these kids? We don't even hear about these things. I'm serious. We don't read about it in the newspaper. They don't give us the information. All these people getting grants and stuff. When you apply, you never get it. We don't understand the logistics of any of these things that they're doing. They're just doing it to get votes. That is how it appears. They're very crooked in the end. Very crooked. That was my comment.
Thank you, Colin. And again, I come back to reiterate the same thing. What is Trinidad and Tobago doing about all these issues, these pertinent issues that is on the front burner in this country where it will affect you, the citizens of this country? What are you doing? Just sitting down in your home and watching from the corner of your veranda? You just sitting in your car and listening to a radio station of your choice? You're watching a television show? You're taking in a soap opera? What are you doing to help fix the problem in this country? That is of utmost importance. You cannot sit on the fence and expect that the situation would be fixed. You have to be the mechanic in this situation. You have to be the mechanic. You have to get up, get out, and get the job done. And until we understand that, and until we put aside the selfish behavior that we continue to portray, once I have, it matters not who do have, and once my family is all right, it matters not about your family. You see, we are not understanding that what is going on here in this country, it will even affect you who have very shortly. What you feel you have in the very near future, you will understand that you don't have. And you will realize that you was just in a bubble. And the bubble that you are in, it is a bubble that will burst very short because of the direction in which the Keith Rowley administration continue to take this country in. And until you could understand, until you could see what is happening, is until you see, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What have your standard of living achieved from 2015 to now? What development you have, what human development you see occur between 2015 to now? What standard, what section of your standard of living have improved from 2015 to now? What? And this is the reality that you have to face. You have to understand that you are in a place where you would not be able to survive. And if you the individual, survive it, what about your children and grandchildren? Is it that you are so wicked and selfish that you concern about yourself, and that your children and your grandchildren, you don't care what happened to them? You don't care how they fend, you don't care how they survive, you don't care what they become after you pass on? Is that the state of affairs in relation to your mindset in this country? Is it that? You cannot bring children into this world and allow what is happening, where you are seeing that there is no future for them. A matter of fact, there is no future for you right now in this country, in the direction in which Keith Rowley taking this country, and yet still you continue to support that. Welcome, Gora.
Mr. Victor Roberts,
Yes,
sir, this is the topic you have to bring to the people. Let us hear what we are doing for ourselves. You see, the 7 World Organization, the IMF, the Transparency International. Hello?
Yeah. Go ahead.
And these are the people who telling Trinidadians what to do. We're going into the Heritage and Stabilization Fund, taking out money, but we're not putting. But everything is okay. If you're going in your bank book, Mr. Victor Roberts, and they're taking out your money, everything is good?
Soon
and you're putting nothing?
Soon done.
And this is why we, the citizen, is the one have to change things. Attitude, that is the first thing we have to change. Honesty must come in. And we all must go out there to help our brothers and sisters. Don't care what race you are. Let we be neighborly and make our village a happy place. That's why you have to say something. Stay in your constituency and stand up to see it built. We pay with tax, and we must stand up that the drains, the rivers, and all these things. Good topic. Stay on that. No, don't go out of that. Have a blessed and wonderful night to one another.
Thank you, Kola. You see, I am trying to help people to understand that this cannot be about UNC. This cannot be about UNC. We have seen a government that every time they fail, they come to you and say UNC. Every time the strategy fall apart, they comes to you and say UNC. Every time that they reach a deadlock, whether it be in energy or agriculture or anything, they come to you and they tell you UNC.
Trying to say UNC, what we doing?
Well, it had to be that. Why can't you people out there, see what is happening to you? That is what you had to see. This is not about giving UNC a chance to come back into government to see what they will do. It cannot be about that. This is about, must be about the policies that Kamala brought to the table, where you, the people, was benefiting, where the country was on a up, where the country, the development of the country was going forward, where the development of the human resource was growing, where education, where sport, where agriculture, where every aspect of governance was on the up. How could you as people, how could you as human beings allow what is going on in this country to continue? That is what I'm trying to understand, you know. How could you allow what is going on in this country to continue? We have seen nepotism, we are seeing cronyism, we are seeing a dictatorial pattern, we are seeing what can only be considered as the worst attributes of government in our society. Welcome, Cora.
Good night, Mr. Roberts and Jeffrey and Coffee. Sorry to disturb you on this, on what you are saying. So that's the 15, sorry to it, but the highway to Point 14 are serious to support your talk. How much years is it building now? The Point 14, to San Fernando to Point 14 leg coming down the creek. How much years? Eh? And how much contractors on it? And they can't get it done yet. What is the cost? And people is not seeing, and who is being used it every day and being affected. Right. When that's not the 29th of April come in, when school open back, what they will do, they'll come back on your program and ask, we got to get school books. What is in place
for sanitizing the children and lunch on the 19th of April. And people have seen that. Then they'll come back and ask for everything. But the economy grew by $5 billion because oil price going up. What they put in place for the health sector and the schools and to create jobs. Land distribution and agriculture, they close down the methanol. Fertilizer expensive. But these sort of group of fellas will always try to fight, and the naysayers and them will run and follow them. Have a nice night.
Welcome, caller.
Ascadia. I want to know where that organization who fight every tooth and nail in the 1970, where the black man, the Indian, I chain black, the African and the Indian was oppressed because they are the only two oppressed race that I know of. The African and the Indian. Where they like they gone under the umbrella of the same oppressed party that they fought every tooth and nail against, like they gone to sleep. I mean, you don't hear them going on in the country today with the black man being denied the rights to even talk because they go charge you for sedition. But I don't care, you know. I don't care anymore, nobody like me. I don't want to, I get tear gas when I get conscious up to now. So me want nobody like me. I like myself because I'm a fighter. So where the organization gone? Is it that they get buyout like the union who take Butler and everybody money and go and sell it to Rowley for promise of the oil factory, and gain nothing? Or you better wake up in this country, yes? Thank you.
I don't know if it have any waking up to wake up, you know. Take the call. Yeah. Welcome, caller. Koki, we are go for a break after this one.
Hello?
Welcome, caller.
Good night to the panel. It's alleged that First Citizen Bank going into receivership not too far from now because the U.S. money they sent to Jamaica, whether they lend them it or they give them it. Please find out about that. It is alleged. Thank you.
We go look into it. I will look into that, caller. I will look into that. But caller, I want that to go into receivership too. You understand? Let that go into receivership too because the people in this country ain't serious. Koki, we are go for the break and come back. People in this country ain't serious. And until people get serious, boy, a matter of fact, let Rowley punish them, yes? Let Rowley punish them because I am saying it will take something drastic for the people in this country to make a move in order to get change in this country. That is what it will take. What is your thoughts, Jeffrey?
That way it go take in truth, innit? It go take something drastic.
Because Jeffrey, I am trying to understand how could people allow what is happening to continue? Where is the fighters in this country, boy? Where is the people who would have stood out and stand up and take to the streets and really ensure that something happened? Where this group of people?
I don't know if they're hiding underneath a stone. As far as I see, there's a generation of vipers. This one here. And the real fighters on them, boy, we have to boot them ourselves.
Well, Koki, I wonder if we could you could make some arrangement and let us start to get some cloning taking place so we could clone ourselves and we could clone with toe, with finger, you know, and yeah, we could make some of us and then we could really get a meaningful fight taking place because what I'm seeing in this country today, we have reached a place where we are full or filled with nothing but hot air. We just talk and we talk and the country continue to go down the drain And we talk and we talk.
And the place set so if you come out, the police lock you up, they controlling everything. So people like they just get fed up and they just say,
So Corky, well
feel like they can't do nothing.
then I am not going to advocate we put we hand in the air, let me put we head in the sand.
Right.
Let me put we head in the sand, let me be the ostrich.
Yes.
Let us put we head in the sand and cock the rest of our body up in the air. Because you can't tell me people talking about wait. So democracy going down the drain and people studying about police and lock up and
people have money.
Why half of them were talking about lock up, they get locked up for idiotism. They get locked up for weed, they get locked up for coke, they get locked up for gun, they get locked up for robbery, they get locked up for all kind of things.
Right.
And now people talking about lock up for democracy, lock up for the future of this country, lock up for freedom.
Yes.
Boy, take the call. I ain't want to get hot tonight. I don't plan on moving cool here today, you know. Good day, caller. But this call I want to make it hot.
Yeah.
What you telling me about lock up?
Well, they're coming.
Rowley and them doing what they want in this country.
Yeah.
They are appointing who they want in position.
And they can't get locked up.
Them ain't getting locked up. All kind of allegation of corruption.
But why them can't
Chinese
get locked up?
Gate, this one, that one, integrity, all kind of bacchanal. And them ain't getting locked up. And you telling me that people afraid what? Afraid what? Boy, if you're afraid, stick all your head in the sand and leave the rest of all your body up in the air for Rowley. That's what they have to do. Afraid? Boy, let me tell you something. Or they better get serious in this country. Corky, let me tell you something.
Yes.
I will never surrender in this country. Never. And you know why I won't surrender? Not for me, you know. Not for my children only, you know. But for the young people in this country, I will never surrender.
Yes.
Never. I want to give the youth an opportunity to live. An opportunity that I had when I was a youth like them. I want to stand up and give the youth that opportunity. Welcome, caller.
Yes, the Silver Fox here.
Ryan
I
Fox.
call on this program for all who calling in. Let we meet and discuss and look for a way forward. Nobody else, because Victor will be the man, the middleman, and nobody else doing it. I want to know why. Thank you.
All right.
I go tell you why, Fox. I will tell you why. Because they have no fortitude. They have none. All they have is talk, Silver Fox. Let me tell you something. All these people have is talk. That is all they have. Talk. You hear what I'm telling you? And I could prove it to them. Talk they have. Nice talk. Hot talk. Fancy talk. But when it's time to stand up, it's a handful. It's a handful, Fox. A handful. I am going to stand. And let me tell you something, you know. I am going to embark.
Yes.
Okay, you want to know why I'm pausing?
A minute silence or something, right?
I just embark on a minute silence. Yeah, I go leave them in suspense still. Yeah, let them continue to send the special branch and send the Israeli equipment to get into my WhatsApp because they inside of that now, you know. If the spying, take the call. If the spying,
some kind of thing in my WhatsApp, boy.
welcome caller. Welcome caller. Go ahead. Like we miss. Welcome caller.
Sorry, call back, please.
Oh, all right. A button then press caller, so call back. Yeah, they're getting into your WhatsApp now. So all you who feel, all you could do all the wickedness on WhatsApp.
Delete all them thing, boy.
Yeah, you could delete it if they want. You can't delete them, you know.
Wow.
You could delete and clean up everything. You can't delete them with that piece of equipment they had, you know.
So what I want to see we business for, right?
Boy, I want them see my business. They could read my WhatsApp. They could read my conversation. You know what they can read? My mind.
Oh.
That is what they can read. They can read my mind. Welcome, caller.
Victor.
Yes, sir.
This is Tizel here, boy.
Hey, Tizel. Where you come out from? I say like TSTT. Really doing your wickedness in Moruga, but I know you have a few cents. Go ahead.
No, I lie down here. I lie down here for the past hour and I listening all you. Right? You as a man, I supporting you 100%. As a matter of fact, for the last shutdown, which was in San Fernando there, I came specifically to see you. I asked Lennox where you were. Lennox tell me that you wasn't coming. He hasn't seen you, but you wasn't coming because for some other reason, right? He point out to Andy over the road, who was being interviewed by whoever, right? Me, I want to see Andy. Me, I want to see Lennox. Me, I want to see. I want to see Mr. Amar. But me, I want to see them next to. I really wanted to see you. You ever hear about a book called First in Trinidad by by Michael Anthony?
Nah, I ain't read that one.
Right. The other night I hear you mention that you had to embark on a documentary. And you see that book, that day when I came there in the pushback was to introduce you to that book. That is a book you have to browse through.
Give me the name again.
Let me tell you, I'm not giving it to you because when them things end up in people's hands, you do get it back. Now it's a very, very important book. It's telling you about the first of everything, the first street, the first secondary school, the first electrical plant, the first car, the first everything, the first radio broadcast, everything it's telling you about.
What's the name of it again?
First in Trinidad by Michael Anthony.
First in Trinidad by Michael Anthony.
I have that book in my possession, right? And you have to make time and come up on my side here because I hear you going here, there, and everywhere, right? Number one. Number two, you're even sending a cent on my phone. I put $20 on my phone today so I could talk to you tonight, right? I put $20 on my phone today so I could talk to you tonight. So after tonight, when you hear a call and I tell you I have no money on my phone, make sure I send out $20 on the phone.
Right, but now, yeah. Hey, you have my number. You have my number 3164468.
Yes, I had your number before you even give me your number. I had log your number on my phone.
Call me now. I know them fellas are them keeping another pushback somewhere up in Central.
Well, I had transport to go up in that pushback up in Edinburgh up on that side of the right. Back to let me get back to business. You keep advocating for because listening to passion in your talking there, and if you could have paid people to support you with the passion, you'd do that. But unfortunately, it's not so. Right? Now you keep advocating about in your community. You could take action in your community to shut down the country. I was one of the persons who advocate or encourage to advocate for shutting down the country. Right? Let me hold the bull by the horn. In the communities around the country, the business people in the communities around the country, the grocery owners, the foreign news business, the contractors, just to name three important sectors, are East Indian people business. But these people, now me going on the race side, I'm holding the bull by the horn.
Yeah, you go ahead.
These people interested in the financial gain on a daily basis. And as such, you would find shutting down the country in these communities will not happen. Because if Passad, where I live in Princess Town area here, if Passad shut down his grocery for 2 days, he will lose X amount of thousand. But that 2 days when he shut down his grocery for will cause people in the community eye to open, right? So if the business people not taking that step, it's business as usual. It's business as usual, and that makes it harder for we to make the next step. that will make it harder for we to make the next step. Right? Now, when I hear you address Gregory Aboud up in town day, and you mentioned to me if you call on your people, etc., etc., right? Gregory Aboud, them go shut down their business, as I suggest, for a day or two. They may intend to lose nothing. So here it is. We are like the cow or the bison in the pasture, and these people like the white bud sit down on top of back taking an easy ride.
Right.
No.
I know you have $20 on your phone. Let me interrupt you 1 minute. Let me tell you how easy things go happen. You see, let everybody continue. The man on the street who don't have no food, the bandit, the gangster, sooner or later, he go shut them down, you know. Sooner than later, he go shut them down because you see, them have no mercy. So if they believe that everything is nice and everything going good, then let them continue. Eventually, you will see what will happen in the same Trinidad. Go ahead, make your point.
Let me ask you a question. Where is the watchwords at Trinidad and Tobago?
I had to ask the Alsing.
Well, the watchwords at Trinidad and Tobago?
No, I don't want you to tell me what we ask the Alsing.
Nah, I'm a business about he's a waste of time. The watchwords at Trinidad, and this is serious thing I'm talking about here. The watchwords at Trinidad and Tobago is discipline, production, and tolerance. And tolerance. And what is happening right now is the latter, which is tolerance. We have no production. We're trying to be disciplined, but we're tolerating what Keith Rowley them doing. That is something that was inculcated in us from since the days of primary school, and it is still with us today, right? Now, until we see past that, we will be just as how we are today. And looking at the 16th, the pushback movement, which is the fourth initiative that taking place in Edinburgh, Chaguanasi. If that fails, I watching carefully to see what will be happening. But like you say, the man on the street, when he can't take it anymore, he go act. But that will go happen in Trinidad.
Well, it's happening already, brother. It's happening already.
Listen me. It will have an ex-man in this country like Yassim Abubakar. And it will not have a revolution in this country like 1970. We wouldn't have anything in this country again.
But I ain't talking about that aspect, you know. I'm talking about the bandit who striking all the business place. That's what I'm talking about.
That's right. That's right, yes.
The bandit living comfortable, boy. That's what happened in the country here, second the bandit.
So all who don't know how they living over the same proprietors. You ain't seen the kind of robbery and murder and thing we taking place. So you ain't seen what going on?
They want them to do that.
They want telling them living comfortable, boy. The fight where me and you talking about, that ain't no business for the bandit. The bandit them is studying that, boy. The bandit them living like the 1% them, boy.
They're happy.
They're happy, boy. You feel that time with we? Them happy. So after the 16th, I want to see which direction we're going in. And I have to tell you congratulations because recently I hear you tell Corky had an exam last night. So I suspect that you get your law degree because somehow you're heading in the lawyer direction.
Nah, I ain't reached there yet, but I get something else. But I ain't reached there yet. But when I come and look for you, I go tell you. But I get something else, but I ain't reached there yet.
All right. Anyway,
so TZ, we go talk again. Call me up and check you.
protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
Help your business improve its appearance and make your home a safer space. We specialize in deep cleaning, sanitizing, and setting up inexpensive programs to keep your home and commercial space looking great and germ-free. For more info, contact us today. Speak with an expert. Our goal is to help your business improve its appearance and make your home a safer space. We specialize in deep cleaning, sanitizing, and setting up inexpensive programs to keep your home and commercial space looking great and germ-free. For more info, contact us today. Speak with an expert. Our goal is to help your business improve its appearance and make your home a safer space. We specialize in deep cleaning, sanitizing, and setting up inexpensive programs to keep your home and commercial space looking great and germ-free. For more info, contact us today. Speak with an expert. Our goal is to help your business improve its appearance and make your home a safer space. We specialize in deep cleaning, sanitizing, and setting up inexpensive programs to keep your home and commercial space looking great and germ-free. For more info, contact us today. Speak with an expert. Our goal is
But I'm now seeing that Mr. Amar would be a speaker at the launch of Vasan Bharat party. I want you to listen to me carefully. I am now seeing that Mr. Amar will be a speaker in the Center of Excellence in relation to the launch of Vasan Bharat party. So I want to make this clear. I am a builder of the UNC. I am a supporter, a builder, and a member of the UNC. I am not going to participate in anything which I believe would not have a positive outcome in relation to the people of this country. So if what I'm hearing is true, you see, I know there's the confusion makers who love to go and say what I say. So I'm saying it on radio so everybody will hear what I'm saying. And if you miss it, you could go back and you could find it. Right? Because it's on social media, it's on Facebook also. I am not going to participate in anything which I believe would not be in the interests of this country. And I am saying that any third party would not be in the interests of Trinidad and Tobago. And if Mr. Amar would be a speaker at the launch of Vasan Bharat party, then I am not going to be on any platform where Mr. Amar would be speaking. I'm making it clear, simple and plain. You see, I want to say this. You could never serve two masters at the same time. Okay, you could bring up that a little bigger in my glasses there, but I seen, I may have had to squinch my eye a little bit. Speaker for tomorrow meeting at the Center of Excellence include businessman Robert Amar, right? Of course, he was senator in 2020 in January, right? And it says that he held the pushback movement at the Queen's Park, Savannah. Right. So, well, you see, look, the document appear here on the Guardian. So I am saying, my brother, that I am a supporter of the UNC. I am a member of the UNC. I am a builder of the UNC. And my position, I'm making it quite clear. I am not going to be a part of anything. I am not going to support anything that anybody who's supporting Vasan Bharat or any other third party, a matter of fact, because I do pelt stone and put my hand behind my back. I am not going to be a part of that. I am a member of the UNC. And I am saying that you cannot serve two masters at the same time. You could never do it. It cannot happen. And I intend to try. I intend to try. So while some people may say this may very well be independent or independent movement, from what I've seen here, from what I've seen on this Guardian here, then I will have to rethink my position and I will have to rescind my decision. And I'm making it clear for everybody to hear. And that is my position in relation to this situation. Because you see, and I was shocked when somebody sent that to me a while ago. I was shocked to see that when somebody, because I don't buy Guardian. I don't have no time with Guardian. The Guardian, as far as I'm concerned, is a rubbish paper. You understand? Because I know who is the owner of those print media, and I know they continue to bathe in profit. I know who they support, and I know what they are about. I have no problems buying and supporting any paper, any national paper, who speak the truth, who deal with national issues, who bring it across the table straight and plain, whether it's in the favor of the PNM or in the favor of the UNC. Bring the truth and let the population decide. That is my position. Yeah, that is my position. So, seeing this document here now, I am making it quite clear. I spoke with Andy and I give him my assurance that I would be there. Mr. Amar contacted me, ring me on two occasions. I also tell him, yes, I am going to come up there. He also sent me an email which I respond in the positive that I will be there. But what I'm seeing here now, I am saying if what I'm seeing here is true, then I would not participate. I will not be there. Because as saying Corky, I am a UNC member. Right? And that is my position. And you see, boy, there's so much of games that play in this country that it isn't funny. But you see, let me tell you something while the game's playing. I was a sportman in Okoki. Yes. Yeah, and you could check my record. I was ranking in one of the number one goalkeeper in South. All right. Right, Koki? Yes. A matter of fact, I was called to the national team under Alvin Cornell, and I think I gave the story about that also. Right? So, I know games when it playing now. Oh. You understand? And there's no a good penalty. And there's no when a penalty good or when a penalty bad. Yeah. So if what I seen on the Guardian is true, Trinidad and Tobago, I ain't waiting for nobody to tell all you. I am telling all you that if what I'm seeing is true, then I am not going to be there. Welcome, caller.
Good night, Mr. Robert.
Good night, sir.
Even without that development, you should stay away from that pushback movement. They are dangerous. Thank you.
So that would be my position. That would be my position. Yeah. Right? So what I'm seeing on the Guardian, that would be my position. You see, we had to, boy, people in this country, I will wait for another day. I will wait for another day to go further with this discussion. Mm-hmm. Right, Jeffrey? Mm-hmm. I will wait for another day. But life is full of surprises. Life is filled with surprises. But the sad thing about that is that much people do surprise me. You know why, Jeffrey? I did a little bit, just a little, according to my son, a little teeny weeny bit. Yeah, of psychology. And therefore, people don't really surprise me in the way in which they might feel. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, good night again.
Yes, sir, good night.
I agree with you. I support you that was Barrett business and what you speak about here, because as far as I'm concerned, you cannot serve two masters and succeed. Yeah. And right now you're on the road to success. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Yeah, I am not going to be involved in anything that would not help this country. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something, and I don't afraid to speak, and I will say it like it is. Yes. Corky, I may very well not be a favorite in the UNC, you know. Well, that's all right. And that's all right. Yeah. That's all right, because I am opposed to. Welcome, caller.
Hello, good night.
Yes, sir, good night. Good night.
Mr. Victor.
Yes,
Freeport again.
Yeah, Freeport.
You know, I was to call you today about that same kind of thing taking place there. I just forget. And I said I would call you tomorrow to talk to you. And here what happened. I talked to Andy Williams and Lennox Smith. And I tell them, I say, the only person supporting the UNC is Victor Robert and all you. I said the rest of people going to strangle all you and want all you support somebody else. I tell them that. It's too much of snake they get themselves involved with. I tell them they let people use them. And if they hear what I'm saying here tonight, I don't care. I Mr. Freeport saying so. Amar is a snake. Ruby Jam is a snake. I hear them already.
Thank you, caller. Yeah, I am not going to get myself tied up in that because you see, let me tell you something, boy. This have to be bigger than our ego. Let me tell you something. Trinidad, I could tell you something, you know. You much people call me and offer me finance already to stop do what I doing. You much people offer me CPEP contracts to stop do what I doing. Jeffrey, if I line, you could say it, you know.
Nah.
You much people call me and offer me all kind of thing to stop do what I do.
And when you ain't offer the threats.
And threats behind it. Threats behind it. Corky, threats behind it. You understand what I'm saying? But I am plain as plain could be. This is not about Victor Roberts, you know.
Yes.
This is not about me. I don't care about position, you know. I don't care about position. I don't care about that. This is bigger than that. This is about the future of this country. I had McClatchy and Kennedy and Kazem Hussein on my van a day, go on Facebook a day, for a flood in Palo Seco. I took them through the flood. You much promises was made to me? You much promises was made to me? One say, Roberts, where you doing with the UNC, boy? We need a man like you, boy. Look, take my number, call me. This is what we go do. This is what we gonna do. Welcome, caller.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Who am I speaking to, Victor?
Yes, sir.
You couldn't be. I'm looking at you right now on TV.
Yes, Mr. Nightball. I hear you.
But you're not.
Yes,
You're speaking on TV.
This is Mr. Victor Roberts you're speaking to. I don't know where you're looking at, but this is the man here.
I'm looking at douglAR Radio, and you're speaking on it on YouTube.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It have a little lag. It have a lag.
What's that?
It have a little lag.
How come I'm not getting on the radio?
But you on the radio now?
Yeah, but you're speaking to somebody on the thing.
Hello, excuse me, sir. You're speaking to Mr. Victor Roberts. I don't know what you're looking at, but go ahead, talk to him.
All right.
Yes.
If you hold up your hand, and which is your voting finger, that finger is the most powerful finger in the world. You can change a whole government just with that finger. That's all people have to do.
All right.
Thank you.
Vote them out of office.
I agree.
If the man is going to call I don't know
election.
An election because he knows he's gonna lose. It's up to him to call it, so he might not call it at all.
Well, I am not saying he's going to lose now with the set of developments that I'm now seeing taking place, you know. Because it seems like there is a holistic plan by some ex-members of the UNC who are now siding with the PNM in order.
Yes, I know.
In order for the PNM to win an election. That is what I'm saying now.
I know, but people will be stupid to vote for them. In fact, people deserve the government they get because that's what they vote for.
Exactly.
You know? That's strange. I called, it's 8:52 your time.
Yeah,
and it's the same time here right now. It's the same time here right now. And please tell what his name, Jeffrey. Last week, he had on a T-shirt with a pussy on it. You don't have it on today.
No, I don't have it on today.
You have a green one on today.
Yes, I have a green one.
So ask him, tell him I say he walking on a damn pussy all over the place.
Thank you,
Well, that is the best side here. Welcome, caller.
Hey, good night, pal. How are you doing?
Good.
Chutney boy, you know, I want to get Trinidad and boss a chutney song, man. But God be with all and God be with everybody. Don't worry yourself. We master above seeing what's going on, man.
Yes.
Everything will come back normal, man.
Yes, Chutney boy.
Everybody want to hear a piece, self?
Give me it quick.
I bring me a girl from Miami and she want to hear some sweet, sweet chutney.
I take she down in Renzi, I jam she with my recipe. The girl start to dance like she gone Bazuri. Bodo, God be with all my Lord. Take care.
Big tune.
All right, Chutney. All right, Chutney, boy. We gotta talk, boy.
Chutney,
we gotta talk, boy. You gotta do something for me. You gotta do something for me, Chutney, boy. You had to do something with me and Jeffrey, boy. Yeah. You had to do something with me and Jeffrey. All right. So we have 7 minutes on the inside.
Yeah.
So Trinidad and Tobago, as I said, I am not going to be a part of anything that would not help this country to move forward. As I was saying, that I might footy well not be a favorite in the UNC.
Right.
There may be those who may very well have problems with me. But that doesn't matter to me because this is not about me. Corky, this is not about Victor Roberts.
Right.
This is beyond Victor Roberts. You understand what I'm saying, Corky?
Yes.
I was offered, as I was saying, so many of those individuals was on my van throughout the flood. I'm talking about PNM ministers.
Yes.
And don't feel I was offered from 6 CPEP gang. I was offered to be some kind of field officer, all different things. A matter of fact, one of the minister said to me, what you doing with them people and them? You hear what I'm telling you? What you doing with them people and them? He said, look, there's my number. Give me a call Monday morning.
That's something fair.
You know what I do? I used to run the program on Thursday night, Facts Not Fiction, before it go to Sunday evening at 7:30.
All right.
I go on the program Tuesday. This happened about Tuesday or Wednesday was the flood. You know what I tell him? I say, Mr. Minister, Victor Roberts' loyalty have no price attached to it.
All right.
Nobody can pay me to be loyal. You feel UNC could pay me to be loyal? UNC can pay me to be loyal? PNM can pay me to be loyal?
Right.
Loyalty comes with integrity.
Yeah.
That is what loyalty comes with.
Yeah.
And if you have integrity, then your loyalty will not be for sale. Because they could buy your loyalty for 5 million and then sell you back for 5 cents. I have seen it happen. I have seen activists who crash because of a lack of that integrity. Anybody could say loyal, you know. Anybody could say loyal, you know. But if you doesn't have integrity, you could never be loyal. And loyalty is not blind at the same time.
Right.
Once you have integrity, loyalty cannot be blind. So that is why I doesn't have time to talk about blind loyalty. Because once you're speaking about blind loyalty, is because there is no integrity within your loyalty.
Right.
You hear what I'm saying, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
Integrity is something that you cannot buy.
Right.
Integrity is something that must not be on sale.
Yes.
Integrity comes with your character. Integrity comes with your manhood. Integrity comes with your honesty. And those are things that people cannot buy. You hear what I'm saying to you, my brother?
Yes.
So at the same time, I am in the UNC simply because of Kamla Prasad Bisesa policies.
Right.
That is why I am there. I wanted to take note, write it down, remind me.
Yes.
That is why I am there.
Very good.
I am there because of policies. I am there because this lady have taken the country forward.
Yes.
I am there because of the passion of this individual.
Yes.
I am there because of what this woman, Kamla Prasad Bisesa, brought to the table to carry Trinidad and Tobago to the place where Rowley meet it. Where Rowley meet it.
Yes.
So I am not going to
Fall short.
not only fall short, I am not going to intermingle with any form of contamination.
Right. Good.
Any form of contamination, I am not going to mingle.
Right.
Koki, I'm going to say something with time running out.
Go ahead.
Listen what I'm going to tell you. These ex-members of the UNC, they are concerned about power and nothing else. Let me tell you something. And there are those who sit at the table, and you don't know what jacket they have on. When you tell yourself the jacket yellow, it might very well be red. You hear what I tell you, Jeffrey?
I know the inside color or what?
Brother, let me tell you something. You see, power comes with undermining.
All right.
And many of them undermine Kamla Prasad Bisesa in the past and still doing it. You hear what I tell you?
Yeah.
Still doing it. Not every thing that glitter
is
gold. Not every individual who say that is the leader I supporting mean that. Have a good night. God bless. I gone.
Yes. Good talk. We want to thank you for your talk, Mr. Victor. Very good. All right. That's it for us. Have a good night.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 97.5 FM. Music for you. It's all about you.
New 97.5 FM, Hot Like Pepper, Multicultural Radio.
Power to the listeners. Listen to